Hey guys, I'm Skystorm, this is Surviving Mars, and I'm here to show you just how easy it is to settle your first colonists with this 10-step guide to colonising Mars. Let's start a new game, and to demonstrate just how super easy this is, I'm going to use all the default settings straight out of the box. We've got the International Mars Mission for the mission sponsor, and Rocket Scientist for the commander profile. And that starts us off with loads of rockets, loads of cash, and some nice unique bonuses like bigger rockets and rockets that create their own fuel so we don't have to worry about refueling. Each of the mission sponsors has got their own unique bonuses and challenges, so have a browse through. Finally, the rocket payload, and again, I'm just going to stick with the default settings. If this is your first time playing, then I'd recommend choosing somewhere like Elysium Beta, which has got plenty of resources and really low threats. But have a look around and just pick something that you feel comfortable with. This is the map overview screen, and we start with one sector already scanned. This one already has plenty of concrete and lots of surface metals, and that's actually all we need. But I'll use my probes to scan the surrounding sectors. We've found more metals, more concrete, and we've even found water. Now you won't always find water at the start of your game, so I'm not going to use that, and I'm just going to rely on the prefab moisture evaporator that I brought with me to supply the water that I'm going to need. Zooming in gives us a more detailed look at the Martian surface and the resources that we've got available. I like to start by planning where I want my first dome to be, and there's a nice spot here with underground metals that our colonists can mine and a research site that gives a boost to research production. The big blue hexagon shows the range of the drones controlled by your rocket, while the smaller grey hexagon shows the area affected by dust when the rocket lands or takes off. Dust increases how often buildings need maintenance, so you want to try and keep buildings outside of those areas. Right, we've landed on Mars, yay! And there was much rejoicing. I'll place a universal storage depot nearby and our drones can start unloading the cargo. Now, there are lots of things that you can do at this point, researching technologies, scanning anomalies, scanning more sectors, but we're going to stay focused on getting our first colonists settled on Mars. We're going to need around 50 metals to build everything that we need. So just use your drones or your RC transport to collect metals from nearby surface deposits. One thing we do need a lot of is concrete. So let's bang in a concrete extractor. An extractor needs 5 power to operate, which just happens to be exactly what a large solar panel produces. And here's a pro tip. If you run a cable 5 hexes long and then put the solar panel at the end, the panel would be just outside the dust radius of the extractor, and that keeps your maintenance costs down. Awesome sauce. I'm going to throw in a concrete storage depot and a dumping site next to each extractor to store the concrete and waste rock. Concrete extractors produce between 10 to 20 concrete per day, depending on the grade of the deposit. So I'm going to add a second extractor to speed things up. Since I'm powering them with solar panels, they won't work at night. So I'm going to turn off the night shift, and that gets rid of the unpowered icon at night, and it also shows the proper production values. We're producing around 30 concrete per day, so it's going to take around 3 days to get our dome built. We can now add the life support systems. We need 1 water and 1 oxygen. So let's place a short cable and add our prefab moisture evaporator to produce water, a water storage tank to store any excess water, a moxie, which produces oxygen, and an oxygen storage tank. The evaporator produces 1 water per day, which is exactly what we need, and the moxie produces 3 oxygen per day, giving us a surplus of 2. With those all built, let's add some power. Unlike the concrete extractors, we need the dome to run 24 hours a day, so I'm going to use wind turbines rather than solar. Wind turbines produce at least 5 power each. They produce more at higher altitudes. We'll need at least 23 power to power everything we're going to build. So let's add 5 wind turbines, which gives us a little headroom. And now the easiest step of all. Plop down the dome and let it get built. Our colonists are gonna need somewhere to sleep when they arrive, work because they're lazy. So let's build them a nice living complex. They're also going to need to eat because they're so demanding. Now it's worth noting that colonists will take food direct from storage depots, but they'll be much happier if they can get it from a grocer. And to make them even happier, we'll add a small spacebar so they can all get drunk. Right, we're all set to receive our first colonists. The game will suggest 12 people to become your first colonists. You can set up filters or you can select people manually, but again, I'm just going to go with the defaults. Once you're happy with your selection, launch the rocket. Passenger rockets automatically carry a small stock of food, and that should be enough to keep your colonists alive until they can grow some more food of their own. Our rocket has now arrived, and all that's left is to land and watch our founding colonists bound gracefully like gazelles into the dome.
New colonists have arrived.
Full of hope and determination, the first founders have set foot on the Red Planet.
And that's it. That's how easy that is. I hope you found the video useful. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you for the next one. Peace out.